Welcome in, everybody. Welcome. We are just getting started with a CNN piece on Moms for Liberty. For all you fucking drongos out there in Aussie, Moms for Liberty is a Christo-fascist splinter group from the Daughters of the Confederacy that wants to stop children from learning about American atrocities and wants no education on sex ed or the fact that there are more than two genders.
I don't agree with this movement, and that's my right.
So books should.
How many subs to never do that accent again? 81. You get me to 800, I'll never do the Aussie accent again.
To that category as well.
We wanted to understand what's driving these moms on a deeper level than some
How many subs to do the accent the whole show? 80.
viral videos. So we met with the Moms for Liberty chapter in El Paso County, Colorado, where conservatives won majorities on 3 school boards in 2021. Leader Darcy Shaning let us watch a meeting where they talked about how to pressure those boards into making the policies they want.
What school districts are most of you guys in?
What Moms for Liberty has become most famous for is claiming school libraries contain books with pornographic content, and for trying to get some books removed. Some of those books listed do talk about sex, but according to the Supreme Court's definition of obscenity, they're not porn.
I've read a lot of criticism of your group. People say that this is kind
God,
of...
dude, just the look on her face. God, dude, like, there's a common theme today about people who are fucking around a lot and not finding out. And this is a face that needs to find out, you know what I mean?
like a moral panic.
Wine mom phrenology.
People have an irrational fear of what's going on.
We're not looking to ban books. We're not looking to burn books. We just need to get back to a system where parents know what their kids are learning, and for the most part, it's educational and not political.
One of the books on
That
your
Gremlin
list is Kurt Vonnegut's
spicy with
Slaughterhouse-Five. I mean, it's considered one of the classics of modern literature.
Right, I read that in high school.
Well,
yeah.
why would we... Would you want that removed from the
No,
library?
you don't, again,
It's
age
on the
appropriate.
list.
What might not be appropriate for a 6-year-old is appropriate for a 15-year-old.
Is someone assigning a first grader at the Slaughterhouse-Five?
No, but again, it's the right of the parent to know that it's there, that their children have access to something that they may not have access to at home.
One of the big issues
Yeah, that's the point. That's the point of a library, is to provide you access to literature that you may not otherwise have access to. Holy fuck. Like, Jesus fucking Christ, dude. The whole point of a library is to expand the opportunities for literacy and education for children, and adults too. Holy fuck. Like, literally. I mean, everyone looked at this yesterday, but I'll show anybody who wasn't aware of this. This is a post from the Society of Secret Library Friends. A 10-year-old girl in Delaware picked up It's Perfectly Normal while at the library with her mother. When they came home, trigger warning for abuse, by the way. When they came home, she showed her mom the chapter on sexual abuse and said, "This is me." She was being abused by her father, and it was the first time she had spoken out about it. The father was convicted, and the judge said there were heroes in this case. One was the child, and the other was the book. Also, a hero was the librarian who made this book available on the shelves. The author wrote, "I wish we never had to talk with kids about any of these aberrant behaviors, but we have to do so because kids have a right to have accurate information that can keep them healthy and safe. They need to know how to get help and to make any abusive behavior stop." It's a true story in the article from Book Riot. This is literally why Moms for Liberty, which again is a splinter organization from the Daughters of the Confederacy, don't want children to have access to this information. They are... Oh, you got the... I whispered you the thing? Okay, thank you, Red Hum. This is why they want it gone. They don't want kids to be able to point out when they're being abused or to be able to contextualize the conditions that they're subjected to outside of abuse from, outside of sexual abuse, be it their work conditions, be it the responsibility of their government to take care of them, be it, their labor rights, be it the actual history of their country. They don't want people to understand what kind of world they live in. Yesterday, when we looked at that Jubilee video, and there was that Andrew Tate guy who was like, I want to teach my children the truth of the world. No, they don't. They don't want to teach children the truth of the world. They want to teach their children and indoctrinate them into their truth of the world. Not an objective one, not one that is nuanced or is backed by empirical data or information. They just want a limited worldview structured around their rigid belief system. They want obedient workers. They want mirror images of themselves. They're literally fighting for ignorance. Yes, limiting what a child can read and hence how they form their earliest impressions of reality is so dystopian. I mean, don't make me pull up the yellow parenti, but what literacy does for a population is what separates us from animals. Like, literally. Do you have the capability of grappling with the world around you, or do you not? And what does someone who seeks to keep people, like, oppressed want? They want people who can't contextualize. They want people who think that it's normal. That it's normal to be abused by your family. That it's normal to not have any say in your work life. That it's normal for police to bear down on you. They essentially want their child to react to being stabbed and saying, oh, would you look at that? Weird. Yeah, freedom is slavery equals Moms for Liberty. Yeah.
Choose right now is pronouns. In March, Colorado's District 11 school board considered a proposal to prevent teachers from asking kids their pronouns, sparking protests.
Teachers can no longer ask kids their pronouns. That's right, no more grooming kids with pronouns in D11.
It's not grooming to ask a kid their pronouns. Okay, imagine this. Imagine this. You're a teacher and you're doing roll call for the the new semester starts, new school year. It's the fall semester. And you're going through roll call with your entirely new classroom, and you see someone in your class has a name that's neither male or female. You know, it could be either, right? And they say here, and that kid is like unisex, thank you. That kid is kind of androgynous. They don't look like a girl or a boy. You can't really tell, you know? How are you gonna address them? How are you gonna broach that conversation? Are you gonna wait until you overhear it? Are you going to just assume? Or are you gonna ask them, what are your pronouns? Can I leak something a friend of mine sent me? Sure. Parents naming their kids Aiden and Blake and Jamie, but also not allowing pronouns. Yeah.
The school board has tabled the proposal.
Why is asking a child their pronouns indoctrination?
If you ask my children, who are 7 and 8, what are your pronouns? They don't even know what that is.
Well, if they have a proper education, they do. If they're 7 or 8, they should have already learned pronouns. Yeah, if they don't know what that is, that's a problem with Florida education. All right, again, I have not watched this. I'm willing to bet her kids are homeschooled or go to a private school. Probably private school based on, aesthetics.
So when you ask that, you're planting the seed in their minds that they maybe should identify as another gender, or that identifying as another gender is...
You made that up. You made that up. Of course they made it up. But nothing suggests that would plant the seeds in their mind that they can change their gender. Okay? And even if it did, so what? Even if it did plant the seeds in their mind that they, could be non-binary, or that they could identify as a gender that they weren't assigned to at birth. Why is that bad? You're describing something and not and saying that it's a bad thing, but not why it's bad.
Hip or cool. Hey, my teacher's asking me, so maybe this is what I should do.
But I certainly never felt that way about my teachers. Like, I didn't learn I was heterosexual from my health teacher. It was from watching 90s movies with Brad Pitt in it.
Yeah. Well, I think that's how most of us are. When you're putting all this curriculum everywhere and you're telling kids, hey, you could come talk to me behind your parents' back. I got your back. I mean, there's a clear move.
Lady, first of all, that's not happening. You just, again, made that up. Secondly, if that's happening, that doesn't reflect negatively on the teacher. That reflects negatively on you, the parent. 100% this lady's kids do not talk to her. Oh, hold up. Let's see if she even has kids.
To bring more of that into our schools, and it's just not the school's place.
So What I feel like you're strongly implying, and I would like to get your take on, because I don't want
God,
to
the fuck, God, dude. I sort of finding out, you know, acquiring the knowledge after the fact. It's necessary in this moment.
something that you don't think, but to me it sounds like you're saying there's some kind of high-level coordinated effort to make more children trans and gay.
Yeah.
Well, who's directing that?
Teachers unions and our president and
Ooh, keep pushing her. Keep pushing her. Go further. Ask. Okay, so the teachers unions, are the teachers themselves pushing this, or are they being controlled by top down? And if the top down is doing it, where are they getting that information from? Are they getting it from a larger institution? Who is it? You know, let's really get down to the root of it. Push her. Keep pushing her. Never let them, like, get away from this, because if you keep letting them talk uninterrupted, they will say George Soros, and then they will say the international Jewry. They will get to that point. You just can't let them get away from it.
a lot of funding sources, and teachers unions are also heavily backing
Yeah, World Economic Forum, Klaus Schwab.
curriculum that we're bringing into schools.
Why would they want more kids to be gay and trans?
Because it breaks down the family unit, which breaks down traditional conservative values.
Okay, why would they want to break down the family unit? Why is breaking down traditional conservative values bad?
It breaks down a lot of things in this country. It changes the way that people think. It changes the way that people handle politics.
Of course, there's no evidence of a coordinated plot to make kids trans.
Oh, come on. Push her. Fuck. God, dude, I hate that CNN only does like 10-minute videos.
When I hear those thoughts about like some sort of concerted effort to make people gay, does it sound like a conspiracy theory to you?
It's not a conspiracy theory that the state, whether you're talking about Colorado or the federal government, is taking a stronger and stronger hand in public education, in raising our kids. So do I think that
This is why you got to do man on the street shit, Gremloe. Man on the street content is oversaturated.
some reason people want everyone to be gay? That's a mischaracterization of what I think. I think that people will use, you know, the people that want to erode away at parental rights, the left, the teachers unions, they'll use LGBTQ or whatever may be the case at the time. Those are just tools to erode away at parental rights.
The last D11 meeting of the school year was mostly about student awards and performances.
Yeah, parental rights for what? Parental rights to do what? You don't want your kid getting a proper education, homeschool them.
The board seemed to anticipate the few Moms for Liberty members in the crowd.
As we reflect over the last year, removing rogue woke clubs, teachers, woke teachers, and woke counselors from D11 is a must.
And a couple of students pushed back.
If you remove teachers' ability to ask for pronouns, you will remove the ability for safe spaces to exist, taking away the safety of your students.
I want to recognize our students and the support staff that are supporting our students out there.
My child thinks it's ludicrous that it's such a big deal because to them it's just normal. To their friends, they don't care how my child identifies. They love them for who they are.
And Ellie Reeve joins me now. Is it clear to you which side of this debate has the most support or momentum in that school district, for instance?
Well, to be clear, Shaning's kids have never gone to public school. She says she...
And why the fuck does she get a say? Because they are in the district. That's it. Because they are paid by these organizations to do that. Jezebel, thank you for the 5 gifted subs. Like, my God, dude, it is so predictable. It is so endlessly predictable. Paid by fucking conservative think tanks and NGOs to go around the country and just, AstroTurf outrage. They did it for COVID lockdowns. They did it for CRT. They did it for BLM. They did it for anti-Antifa shit. And they're doing it for schools with, like, the diversity, equity, and inclusion training for classes. Get used to it, you fuckers. You sick cunts.